Join me, Fresh Princess, in a conversation with best-selling author Dr. David Hawkins, director of the Marriage Recovery Center, where we have a conversation on how to build intimacy in your relationships and never fight again. I hope you enjoy this series and find something very meaningful to take away and apply in your relationships. Today we're going to talk about relationships.
My favorite topic.
That's excellent. One of mine too.
All right, very good. It's simple and it's not simple, of course. So the simplicity of it is I have to watch for the shift inside of me. The shift is when we get triggered. You know, the shift is when I feel defensive. Defensiveness is a really good cue. When you feel defensive, you know something's happening inside of you. Now, here's the hard part. And actually, it's really hard. So, in fact, it's really, really hard.
Know thyself?
It is. It is. You know, it is knowing, wait a second, what's going on inside it? I'm trying to listen to you, but you've just told me that you're mad at me, and you've just told me you don't like what I'm doing, and you've just told me that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and so you've done some shaming and some blaming, and I'm, right. Danger, danger, danger. Right. But my work is to identify, okay, wait a minute, and what I might do actually, and John Gottman talks about this, I might say to you, could we slow this down just a little bit? Right. I am really feeling overwhelmed. In fact, oh my goodness, I'm feeling kind of sad. Would you just, I really want to stay with you. What you're telling me is so important. I really want to stay connected to you. I care about you so much. But I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
I cannot process this. By the way, every man that watches this video is going to be going, yes, 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 yes. And every woman
actually feeling yes, yes, yes.
And I hope every woman that watches it is going, yes, yes, yes. You can overwhelm us.
Right.
You know, you've got the spaghetti brain. There's one thing leads to another thing, leads to another thing, leads to another thing, and we're going like, I can't do that. Anyway, okay, so I have to manage what's going on inside. I have to identify, oh, I'm feeling inadequate. Christy, could you slow down for just a minute? You know, you are absolutely right about being concerned about my behavior an hour ago, or your feelings got hurt. You know what? If you give me a little time, I'm going to be able to identify what I'm feeling. Key thing, identify what I'm feeling.
And taking personal responsibility. Like this is my feeling that I need to sort out, not anything that the partner is doing.
Exactly right. This is my stuff. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm going to sort through my feelings, and then I'm going to be able to come back to you, and I'm going to be able to talk to you in a healthier way and connect. Now, I want to contradict everything I've just said. Because I said you're not doing anything wrong, and that's not always true.
Right.
Because here's what people do, Corinne, and there are several key points I want to make about what people do that are troublesome. If my wife were to come to me in a moment when she is really troubled, and if she were to say to me, you know, David, I feel like you don't love me. I feel like you don't really care about me. I feel like you are only involved in your own stuff, and I feel like you don't take time for me. Okay, those were 4 judgments. There wasn't a feeling in there. Right. I feel like you don't take time for me. Ugh! I feel like you don't love me.
Right.
Ugh! I feel like you only care about yourself. Ugh! Okay, it's going to be very hard for me to process my emotions and stay connected if you're judging me.
Yes.
And that's something that everybody has trouble with.
Yes.
If you listen, in fact, I will challenge you now to go out there and listen to how people talk. And people talk like this. I feel like he doesn't care about me. I feel like he never makes time for me. I feel like all she does is criticize me. I feel like. Those are all judgments. And what I want people to do is to learn how to speak from their most vulnerable self. And notice that I put my hand to my heart.
And without vulnerability, there's no connection.
There is no connection without vulnerability. Right. So I want Christy to come to me, and I want her to first set the stage.
And when you say set the stage, do you mean like, I feel unloved?
No, before she
Okay.
even says that,
Okay.
I want her to say to me the words that most men never want to hear, but we
Can
need
we
to
talk?
hear. Can we talk? There's no way around that. I have
Right.
thought about, can you be with me? Can we have some time to talk? There's no,
Okay.
no, we know a bullet's coming.
Yeah.
So, no, there's no way around that. But if you'll come with gentleness and kindness, and if you'll speak from your most vulnerable self, and then if you set the stage and you say, I really need to talk to you about something.
Right.
Okay, I know something's coming,
Yeah.
but still, if you say then to me, I've been feeling really neglected lately. And now here's the most powerful thing she can say. And this is what every man on the planet wants to hear.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah. Right.
So if she'll say, I've been really feeling neglected, and would you take me out for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Holy
Next
cow,
date.
will I take you out for dinner tonight? I'll
that
take you out
easy?
for dinner tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night. Look at it. A happy wife is a happy life.
Right.
I
really hate to think it's that easy, but
No, it's to tell us what to do. Give
Right.
us the positive outcome to the troubling feeling.
Right.
I'm really feeling neglected, and I would really love for you to spend some time with me. You got it.
Right.
You got it. That'll make you happy. That'll make
Right.
me happy. Okay. So, there is a way to come to people with what's troubling us. That's our most vulnerable self. We integrate that into our authentic self, and so we learn how to share our feelings, what we need. I call it our specific positive request. David, would you please take me out for dinner?
Yes.
And would you please leave your cell phone at home? Big deal. Kind of personal there. But anyway, leave your cell phone at home and give me your undivided attention.
Right.
And I am going to be one happy individual. Which is true, by the way. True story about us. So we learn how to process our feelings. We learn how to talk from our most vulnerable self. We watch for the shift, which is contagious. I hope I've made that point abundantly clear. When I shift, you're going to shift.
Right.
And when I get into my protective self and get kind of wonky and get kind of persecutory and accusatory, and you're going to get the same way, and we're going to have a fight,
Right.
and we're going to have a meltdown, and we're going to lose our connection, and it's going to break bad. But it doesn't have to break bad. So there are all of these ingredients. So I am teaching in my book, Never Fight Again Guaranteed, teaching couples how to never fight again. And I really do believe, Corinne, that we never have to fight.
That's fantastic. Now, one thing that I think is a fundamental problem, especially in American culture, is the word vulnerability.
Yeah.
You, being a psychologist, know
Yeah.
that it is vital for
Yes.
connection. And
Yes.
you have to speak from a place of hurt, and you have to be vulnerable
Yes.
to be able to reveal that and
Yes.
to connect. But so many people see vulnerability as weakness. And
Or-
I cringe when I hear people using it in a negative way, because I have a positive association with being vulnerable.
And what I want to say to people, so people will say to me so quickly, I can't be vulnerable because I'll get hurt. You know what? And this is going to sound pretty strange, I think, but you know what? I'm responsible for me. And so I can go and I can develop my own safety. Of course, I want Christy to be my secondary protector, but I'm my primary protector. And so I can be vulnerable with you, Corinne, no matter how you talk to me, no matter what you do to me. I can be vulnerable with you. I can say to you, if you're rude and critical, I can say, you know what, I want to let you know what I find you offensive in what you're saying to me, and I'm really hurt by what you're saying. And you may say, I don't care. And then I might say, well, that hurts me as well.
Right, yeah.
But I'm going to let you know that. And I'm going to let you know, Corinne, that if you want to have a relationship with me, I'm going to ask you to lower your voice. I'm going to ask you to talk respectfully to me.
Right.
I'm going to ask you to do certain things. You don't have to do them. You don't have to do any of them.
Right.
But my vulnerability with you will increase to the degree that I feel safe. but I'm also aware that I'm the one who's the primary caretaker of my safety.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's a
And
powerful
even just
concept.
having that conversation made me feel sorry for you that I was being mean. Like, it had a really interesting, like, even just the role play of the conversation.
The
had an interesting
the
effect.
contagiousness. I wish I've counseled about 2,000 couples for what I call marriage intensives. That means 3 days of ongoing counseling. And what you just said is a powerful truth. I have never, that's a strong word, never seen someone, man or woman, go, I don't care. It doesn't. It's contagious.
Right.
You know, our talk with each other,
Right.
we lean in, and that kind of stuff is contagious. You know, I lean in, you
Right.
lean in. I look into your eyes, you look into my eyes. I talk to you softly, you talk to me softly. So
Right.
all of this, when we talk about your question a few minutes ago about how to cultivate this, if I practice talking from my heart, if I practice noticing the shift, if I practice sharing my most vulnerable self, intimacy is into me see. This is who I am.
Right.
This is how I feel about what we're talking about. You're going to nod your head. You're going to be able to be with me much more quickly than if I'm talking out of my head and I'm critical and I'm combative.
Right.
So know that you have the power. You have the power to hook my most vulnerable self, and I have the power to disarm you. So these are powerful concepts, and if
they
you
really
practice them in your relationship, you're going to have this connection, and you're going to love the connection. It feels good.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing your time with me and with us and talking about something that's so vital to our well-being, and it's having positive, impactful, meaningful relationships.
It is. You know, we're made for relationships, and when our relationships are going well, we're going well. But one person can change a relationship. So that is what's so exciting about what I teach and what I love to talk to people about. You can change your relationship. So don't get caught in thinking that, oh no, you don't know my husband, you don't know my wife. Actually, I do. I do.
Yeah.
I know thousands of wives and thousands of husbands. So yes, your well-being, you can be well. No matter where you are, you can impact your relationship and you can impact yourself. So be healthy, be well, and bring that to your relationship, and you're going to have a powerful influence on your mate.
That's wonderful. And friendship as well.
And French, all relationships.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.